So, okay, let's start. I'll talk short and obviously the team will take over and talk about, but I think you know me, right? Anyone who is not aware about me? Then there is a penalty. Okay. Okay, I'm working obviously as a Director of Employability Placement, as you know. I think I visited your class last time and we were talking about your PDP module and other one. Now, this time is quite important because we are in week 3 or week 4, isn't it? So, I think if you remember, there will be a process which we told you in the starting, there is a placement element, right? Now, placement is an experience which you need to gain. It's a mandatory requirement. It's not like you can or not. You have to do it. But I think it's better to do it in a better way. And that's what, team is. Rima is obviously as the lead placement officer. We have Pushpu is working with the placement and Riaz is working as well. So we want to support you. But I think here is a Q&A activity today just to answer some of the questions, which is coming into your mind. Maybe we came to your class, we could not address. Maybe something you want to ask, regarding the placement. Do you know about number of hours of your placement? How many hours you need to do?
150.
Everyone?
Yeah.
So is this all business students or do we have any health and social care here?
No, business.
Okay, so 150 hours, right? Now 150 hours, but how to do that? When exactly is going to start? They will answer this question. What is the right time to start? Like, it's not like you start tomorrow. You can start whenever you want. No, that's not the case because there's a process in place. Simply, the confirmations you are required. We need our confirmation before you start the placement. Okay? Can you do your placement in the company, yes or no? So there will be a Q&A activity with Rima and they will talk about it. But I want to tell something as a starting point. Please, you need to bear with us on the placement. We need to support you. But please do not consider this placement just as an activity. It is a very serious activity. There are some checks which we need to perform. For example, when you will give us initial screening data, so we will receive the data, we will process it, we will analyze it. That do you think the current job can be a placement, yes or no? We will let you know. But there will be a visit, there will be a due diligence check. Maybe possible. Visits I conduct, okay, at the moment. But obviously because numbers are high, so there is a possibility I can ask some of the staff. But you need to be understanding the entire process. We are not going there to audit something, but we want to confirm because it's a process from the university. So there is a possibility sometime I call, So that's why the number you're giving us on the form, it should be correct. Because if I'm calling someone in your company and the person does not confirm that you're doing there, it's a problem, isn't it? So it's very important that you communicate to your line manager if you are doing placement in your current job. If you're doing outside, anyone who is point of contact, I'm saying. Because whether the person is busy or not, that's a different thing, but we always inform them in advance. But please, I'm saying, we normally don't contact them for some kind of investigation. It's a process, just to get a confirmation. Maybe it will be a literally 5-minute or 7-minute call maybe. Sometimes they don't pick up the call, you get my point. So what I need to do, I need to drop an email to them. So we need the right email address as well. So when we say, okay, may I come and see you, at some point. Because it's a requirement. But please do not feel scared or anything that, why you doing it. What I will normally do, when we do a visit, I normally get in touch with you first. Because we don't know, when exactly your time slot is for working. Maybe you're working on that day and you're not working, so we don't know. So that will happen anyway by communicating with you. But please, there are certain very important things which Rima, Khushbu and Riaz will talk to you. So please, if you can focus on this, and I think that will help. You want to go? So let's invite Rima, and I think, thank you very much.
Hi everyone, thank you very much for Mr. Osmani. Can we please give a big applause to Mr. Osmani for joining? He just gave us the time from his busy schedule. So yes, we are the placement team and we are welcoming you. You guys had done your placement during level 4 and you guys are level 5 now, and also we can see like there are some of our learners joined online as well. They might be level 4 and level 5, and thank you for joining online. The reason of bringing this Q&A session, we bring it every intake because after the break our learners need a refreshers, probably they need to know, and the learners who are actually from foundation year to level 4, they are stepping up, they need to know what is placement. So we just have kind of discussion sessions, Q&A session and the overview of placement, so you exactly know what to expect during your placement journey. So we have here our placement Q&A session. You can see You can see our agenda, we will be covering the introduction of meet our team members, purpose and objectives, and number 2 is overview of placement process, which is the pre-placement and during placement, what you guys are expecting and what information or the activity we are expecting from you guys. Common question, what kind of question our learners might have and how we're gonna address them. Tips for success, probably some of the discussion we can have here. Those are the tips for bringing you to the accurate placement journey, and the Q&A session where you can bring up any question you have. So please meet the team. As you already know, our Director of Employability and Placement, Mr. Usmani. This is myself. My name is Rima Rosario. Khushbu Patel, you can see her here, Assistant Placement Officer. We have Riaz Rahman, where he is Placement Support Officer. Manthan Patel, he's there, he's our Placement Tech Officer. We all know them by the face. But also we are here today to talk in brief about them, and also we will talk more in detail about the placement. Purpose and objective of the placement. So the purpose, what is the purpose of doing placement? To provide insights and guidance on the placement process. And the objective, we have equipped students with the knowledge and confidence needed for successful placement. As you guys will be doing the placement, during that time we will be keep coming back to you. You guys will be coming back to our department in terms of if you have any question, and in terms of if we want to give you something. If I find out like, yeah, you are struggling, you need some help, you in terms of getting a bit more confidence, or you want to know about more how you can find your placement, that can be anything. Benefits of completing placement, you can enhance your employability. So if you are actually doing the placement, you are coming out of the box of your comfort zone. You are doing a placement as upskilled level. So if you are doing something and coming out of your box, so that means you are gaining some new knowledge, new skills. Those will be adding to your CV, and that will be boost when you go into the real job world, and it will be develop your employability skill. Real world experience. Placement can provide practical experience, can aid in applying your classroom knowledge to real world scenario. You can learn everything in classroom, but sometimes we need the practical knowledge as well. As you all are doing graduate level, you have done placement already, and the level 4 learners who will be doing your placement during this time, you will be learning the real world experience. Come out from the classroom and implement what you learned in the real world job. Skill development. Through this placement, you will acquire key skills which employs a CV, problem solving, communication, leadership and teamwork. As we already mentioned, we focus when our learners are doing placement, it's always upskilled. Whatever you are doing as a job position at the moment, or what you are dreaming of to do as your placement, always look for the upskilled one, because you guys all are doing graduate level course. If it's an upskilled one, you are actually gaining that additional knowledge and skills, and also it's helping you to develop that skills. Overview of placement process. I can give you the phase of, like, we have two different part of the placement. One is pre-placement, which we will be coming back to you for this activity during your pre-placement period, and another is during your placement. When you start your placement, during your placement, what you have to do. So pre-placement, we have two different phases. Phase 1 will be initial screening. Initial screening, during that, especially during term 1, we're coming back to you. We will request you to give us some information which will be about current employment. My colleague will be talking about that later on. And the phase 2, once you give us the information, you will be securing your placement. So once you give us the information where you are standing, are you currently doing any job, you doing any volunteer, or you are not working. So from there, we can pull up your report, and also we can find out, you guys also need to find out securing your placement. So once you secure your placement, we will give you another form where you have to give us the information. So that is actually phase 2. Once it is done, you securing your placement process, we will send you form. Once that form you will receive, you have to give it back to us before starting your placement. We will go in depth each and every step. I'm just giving you the phase. This is pre-placement part, phase 1 and phase 2. During placement, you will be receiving 2 more forms. Your placement has been secured. You give us the form 1. Now you starting your placement. During your placement, there will be 2 more forms to be filled up. And after your placement, you have to give the form back to us. This is our placement process during term 1, what you can expect from us. As we said, phase 1, you will be giving us the current employer details, which is our initial screening. We will be taking your information on board. Once we receive your information, that is the time we will be interacting with you. Also, you guys have to keep it on mind, you guys give us the current employment information. That is not your placement. You guys have to come back to us. We will be visiting your class in terms of finding out, have you secured your placement. Once you secured your placement, we will give you the form 1. Once you send us the form 1, we will process your form 1 information, due diligence part and everything. We will approve it. Until or unless it's been approved, don't start your placement. And for the placement, there will be dates. You have to do your placement during that part. We will go back to there. And the A, once you done your placement, this is called reflection diary. So once you complete your placement, you will have a deadline. It should be put in your assignment brief. By that deadline, you have to submit your reflective diary through Turnitin. So keep one thing on mind. There is one form called reflective diary. You have to work on that, but you have to submit through Turnitin. So do not send it back to us. It has to be through Turnitin. I would like to request my colleague to talk about initial screening, phase 1 and phase 2.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you very much, Rima, for the kind introduction. So I'm going to be talking to you about one of the processes that Rima was talking to you about, which is initial screening. So what this is we'll be collecting information about your current employment status in order to gain an understanding of your current job role and how you can further develop your professional skills and responsibilities for your placement. So what it is, as you can see here, it's a QR code where you come around during class visits. So when you're in campus, you'll scan it. This is about your current employment. So what are you doing right now? Are you employed? Are you unemployed? Give us all the details. This is basically so we have an understanding of where you are at the current moment, where you are at now. Yeah? And and this is phase 2. This QR code, I know it looks similar, but it is different. This is about placement. So once you've confirmed to us that you've secured your placement, this QR code will give us the information about your placement. So it will give us information like your placement job title, who you're doing your placement with, etc., and all the information. This is different from your current employer history information, apologies, because this is about your placement. So when you do fill this in, make sure that it's been upskilled, that it's not the same as your current employer information, yeah? And once you have done all of those QR codes, does anyone have a question?
Yeah.
No question, yeah? If anybody does have any questions, by the way, feel free to let me know. And this is Form 1. So the last QR code I was talking about, your placement information screen. When that has been approved and that's been given the green light, so it's all perfect, you will receive Form 1, which is your health and safety and placement agreement form, yeah? This Form 1 is, you will need to fill it in, and this will be the gateway to your placement. Without this, you can't start placement. This has to be approved by Rima, by Mr. Usmani, before you can start. And this is one of 3 forms that you would need to complete during your placement period. And now I'm going to hand over to Kushbu, who's going to be going through the rest of the forms. Thank you.
Hi everyone. So as he has mentioned, there's 3 forms. So the first form, as he explained, was the health and safety employee agreement. And then after, when you're doing your placement, so during your placement time, you'll be required to complete 2 forms, which is Form 2, the hours log sheet, and Form 3, which is the employee feedback report. So these 2 forms you'd complete during your time at placement. So as you can see, Form 2 is kind of like a key log where you're basically completing the key tasks that you're completing, during your placement. You're updating them onto the log sheet so we can track what you did during your placement, what skills you've gained, what responsibilities you took over. And Form 3, which is your employee feedback report, would be completed by your employer. So as it literally says, it's a feedback report. So your employer will be looking at what you're doing during your placements, figuring out what skills you're gaining, and they're basically giving an input on what they've thought of you during your placement time. It's essential that both of these forms are completed during your placement and that you submit them to us. So as we mentioned earlier, there's a reflective diary which goes to turn it in, and these forms you actually submit directly to us via email, or you can drop them off in the office as well. Again, we will have another session with more detail outlining what would be required during that time. But yeah, so just an overview, these are the 2 forms that would require you to be completing. So yeah, do you wanna-
Thank you, Khushbu and Riaz, for covering those parts. So once we we have just shown you a brief of the how our placement forms looks like. We were actually just giving you the front picture of that. We will have different workshop and sessions for form filling as well. So we will talk about in depth about form filling, how we can do it, what we are expecting on forms, and how you can do the best. And also while you're doing the forms, you guys can always come to us, so we can give you anywhere you are actually confused. Tips for success. So how you can actually secure good placements during placement. What kind of tips actually help you to make your placement journey very smooth. So please check your LTO email regularly. When we say we send an email to you guys, don't expect we send it to your personal email. We don't, never ever. So you need to check your L2 email. When we use the word yes, we have sent it, please check your L2 email. Otherwise probably you have to wait 1 week to come back for the next session and ask me, you said but I didn't receive. So please check your L2 email. Do not send emails from your personal email. When you guys are sending us any email, any corresponding with any other department, including us, please send it from your student LTO email. Sorry for my voice. And when you're sending it, please make sure subject line is not blank. Put what you want to mention in key point. And also, when you're writing it down, please on the end write down your name and student ID. That is far easier for us to track the detail, getting us the information, and also delaying the process of replying back to you. Submit form 1 before starting your placement. If you have secured your placement by QR code 2, at the time we will give you the form 1. Once you receive your form 1, you have to fill it up, complete that form, send it back to us. Do not start your placement before submitting form 1. Unfortunately, we cannot accept your placement even though you are starting if form 1 is not with the or not within the placement team. Do not send emails LTU if you have any question. So if you have question, when you guys using LTU email login, so if you open and write down one draft and you want to put the person to, so if you write down just placement, first thing will come out from the drop down is LTU placement. That is not actually us. Our placement email address is weekplacement@week.ac.uk. So take your time, a bit slow down when you're sending the email, and just make sure the sender is the right person. So you have to send it to us, which is weekplacement@week.ac.uk. What happens if you guys are sending to LTO? It's just again delaying the process of response back to you guys. So please be considerate and send it to us. Complete placement within your allocated placement block dates. There will be block dates for level 4 learners and for level 5 learners as well. So we have to complete our placement within the block dates. There will be period, for example, April 1st to April 30. So that will be your block date, for example, and you have to complete your placement, start your placement, finish your placement by that date. You don't have to go for all long month, but you can put one week, 2 week, anytime within that period. For level 5 learners, if you guys struggling with the dates or anything, please come back to us. We can have the discussion. You guys can choose flexible placement, but for that it need to be approved. You cannot just decide I'm doing flexible placement and placement team is not aware about it and we didn't approve. So it's recommended for level 5 learners only. You guys can come back to us and discuss your dates if you not wish to do within the block dates. Cooperate and meet the deadlines. As we already mentioned, it has to be within the block dates. So please contact back to us for any different dates or anything. Cooperate with us and meet the deadlines. Otherwise, it will be affect your ratings. Contact us if you have any queries and questions. We are here to help. Yes, as usual, we are always here to help. You all know our department, and for the online people as well, our department is just if you follow the arrow on the student hub, placement, employability and placement department, we are always there all 7 days. Resources. What resource we can use to find out our placement? We can use the websites to find it out on LinkedIn, Indeed, Glassdoor, or we can go for walk-in placement. If you are looking for anything, if you are interested on anything I want to do this for my placement, you can just walk into any organization, or you can just probably find out their email address. You can drop an email to them to find out whether they have any placement opportunity available. This is we call our self-source placement, what we encourage our learners to find them out, because this is an experience to find out your own placement, and also is developing your skills. Through the journey you will be learning how to interact with others, how to find your level of interest, and you can find out like how to work on your own CV for anything. And whenever you need support, you guys can come back to us. For any other things, for like employers or anything, you guys can also come back to us as well, like we are struggling to have placement and we can discuss about that matters. Career services we have within our department is alumni network, workshops, seminars, student entrepreneurship society. So whichever you guys want to find out, please come back to us. Alumni, we already have recent graduates who is our recent alumni. We are also working with them. Workshops, we have different kind of workshops, so whenever we are sending out any email, putting the posters around, it is always recommended, please join. You might need something, you might gain something, or you might find interest on that workshop. So never miss any workshop, it is really highly recommended for all of you. Seminars, we have different kind of student entrepreneurship society. We recently launched student entrepreneurship society, where I would like to Manthan to talk about 2 lines about that. Yes.
Hello everyone. Recently, last week, we launched our Student Entrepreneurship Society and Job Shop, in which we will be helping students who want to start their own business, or they are already running a business. We will help you with them career advices. We will try to get outside help as well. If you want to start your own business, we can help you with meeting with the panels. We can help you how to open up your business, what should you do, what should you not. And what we can do is we can provide you for potential investor as well. But we will see what is your business idea, how it will go, how it will work. So that is Student Entrepreneurship Society. And we have Job Shop as well. We forgot to write it there. Sorry for that. But we will be doing career counseling, what help you need with your CV building, your cover letter writing, and job finding as well. So that's Student Entrepreneurship Society and Job Shop. That's part of employability. Thank you.
Thank you, Manthan. Common question we might have. So level 5 probably have less questions because you guys already did placement, but level 4, please, whenever you guys have question, come back to us, and we are visiting the classes as well. So we just want to give you the idea of, probably you guys have this kind of question. Why do I have to complete placement? We have learners, they probably thinking like, why? So placement, first thing we have to understand, this is work experience. This is not a job. This is not a paid job. Placement, in terms of doing placement, you have to go somewhere to find that experience or that skill which can develop and which can be added to your CV. So if you are doing a graduate level job, you are actually enhancing your knowledge by doing the placement, and it's a real job opportunity as well. And from our aspect, we always encourage our learners, do not miss the placement opportunity, because you are making ready for the real job world. Because after 4 years, you will be graduate. You will be looking after your probably new job, you're applying for something, you're opening a business, anything. But this is the time during placement you can actually experience everything. Whatever you want to bring a plan, where you want to work, because it's an open area and you can request any employers, I want to do my placement, why not try that way? Because once you complete your placement, this is something, that part you can add to your CV, and you are also in the same time boosting your CV within your journey, within the time you are studying. What are the most important consideration in terms of form filling? I know level 4 didn't see the forms yet. Very soon you will be seeing the forms as well. But question to level 5. Anyone wants to say anything? What are the most important consideration in terms of form filling? Don't worry, we will come back to you for form filling part as well. But I still want to say, when you're putting the block dates, what dates, you know your block dates, now you have to consider, first negotiate with your employer what date you will be doing within the block date, put that date. When you put in your responsibilities, there is a part, form 1, they are asking what responsibility you will be doing. Please elaborate a bit. We need to know from your responsibility, we need to understand, okay, this person is doing that job position. So those are the parts, along with your all the information, any blank areas is correct. Those are the important part of your form 1. It need to be always filled up. Signature, don't send any of the form to us without signature. There is no value without signature and date. And for form 2 and 3 also, signature part, so never miss any signature on any documentation. So this is your responsibility. You are going to your employer, when you're taking off the form back, please check the signatures, because sometimes our learners come, oh sorry, I forgot the signature, and it make you go twice, go back to your employer again and sign it off. So you can save your time probably by doing this, and consider this kind of thing. Can I complete placement with my current employer? Yes, you can do your placement with your current employer, but you have to consider whatever job position you are doing, it has to be upskilled only for the placement period. You are not asking your current employer, okay, I want this job position forever. No, you are asking only for those 50 hours or 150 hours, whatever hours you are doing. I want to do my placement as supervisor. So my placement will be as supervisor. I want to learn this. Have a word with your line manager or the HR side within your organization. You are adding some additional responsibility only the period you are doing your placement. So yes, you can do your placement with your current employer. What if I cannot find any placement? So you have tried so many places and you are unable to secure a placement. Yes, you can come back to us. We can't always have a follow-up, and we can always have the interaction every week, like what you are doing whenever you are in the class. You are struggling to find any placement, bring the evidence to us. You have actually tried and they said no to you, or you have tried, you didn't receive any response, and from there we will take you further. Is there any chance we have to signpost you somewhere, or you need to probably try somewhere else? We can just assign you, or probably you want to do alternative of placement because you don't want to do your placement. So there are different things which we will come up, but please keep this on mind. Our first priority, we always encourage you guys to do your placement. We have alternative of placement which will be also within a date range, but you always have to give us those reasons. We can have the consultation before we finalize whether you are struggling to get a placement, you need to be signposted, or you need to go for the alternative assessment. So please let us know in prior hand so we can do the right step for you. What are the block dates? I think I already addressed, but if you still have question, block dates are the placement dates. There will be start date and end date. Within that date range, you have to do your placement. If you are unable to do it, any situation, circumstances, we understand that, but we have to take it on board in prior hand so we can actually support you. Because if you're just telling us on the last day, tomorrow is the placement start day, and telling me today, sorry, I cannot make it, and I have to make it after that date. So that's going to be very hard for us, and it might affect your grade because we can't do anything. So please, if anything happens like that, communicate with us in prior hand so we can just talk to the right person. When will I get form 1, 2, when and how do I scan QR codes? My colleagues will be going to, placement team will be going to the classes, and we also will be sending you one email where will be QR1. Once you submit your QR1, fill up the MS form, then we will check, we will update, and then we will send you QR2. So once you receive QR2, that means you secure your placement, send that QR2. Don't do QR2 if you didn't secure any placement yet. This is only during the time when you're gonna secure your placement. And QR1 for everyone to do it, because we need to know what is your current job position. When will I get forms 1, 2 and 3? So form 1, as I said, form QR code 1, QR code 2, everything done, you have secured your placement, we will send you out straight away form 1. Once you have the form 1, fill it up along with your employer, bringing back to us. We're gonna process it, process your information, due diligence part will be done, and then that form will be approved. Once the form is approved, your part is to wait for the right time to start your placement. Just because form 1 approved doesn't mean like you are ready to start your placement, because remember there is block date. And also there is an area in form 1 where you can put your start and end date. So maintain that date, event or any day you want, and then we can talk separately how you want to do it, because level 5 have this option for them. How many hours of placement do I need to complete? I already addressed that. Are we allowed to share placement forms with each other? What do you think? Question to you guys.
No, because we are going to different fields.
Yes, we can, why not?
We can't.
Okay, thank you for the answers, but it's a no. It's a big no. Because think about that. So you have done QR code 1, which is you just give me current employment. And another person say you have given us the secure your placement, you have done QR 2. So I gave you the form 1, but this person only done first stage, and you shared the form with him. But is he able to get the form 1 now? Because he didn't secure his placement, but he has the form 1. Because we were very friendly and caring about each other, we start sharing with each other. If it makes sense, I can make it understandable. So yes, once your form only for you. You have to do both QR code to get the form. So please do not share your forms. I know we care for each other. It's a very good thing to know, but don't share your form with each other. Thank you.
So what's gonna be
Second.
the form?
When you gonna provide the form, you have to do the.
Form 1 will be provided when you receive QR 1. Submit your QR 1. When you receive QR 2, secure your placement, submit your QR 2, and then you will receive form 2. Q&A, of course, that part is open for all of you if you guys have any question. We try to cover as much as we can, but you might have some question for us.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
You can request reduce the hours in like 150 like.
I'm so sorry. I wish I
75,
could.
up.
This is not something on our hands, but also in the other side, if you think the good side of the feature, by doing extra hours, you are learning that extra skill.
It's
And
called
that will help
form,
you.
Nina, so but reflection there.
And what is about that? We have to look after our families and come over here. And
We can always talk, sir, because as you have reached level 5, so you will be doing flexible hours. Let's have a conversation after the event. So let's find out. Do you have any question for us?
Sorry.
Is all sorted? We will be coming to you guys from next week onwards for, of course, QR1. So please keep it on mind when you guys see our placement team members everywhere. Talk to them, and when you please cooperate with them, because we need the information in terms of helping you and supporting you correctly. So I think that's all from our side.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.